What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jimmy Dukes. Here we are for another Who Is podcast series where we sit down with different content creators on different platforms and talk about their journey and what's going on in the content creation streaming world. Today, we have a good buddy of mine that I've known for about a year and a half. You guys see him in the chats. He was my very first mod. I was picky about mods, but man, Francis, aka RetroYuuki, man, has been a great guy and a great part of this community and helped me and as a content creator as far as being a good friend and with advice. And, you know, it was pretty much time to sit down and talk with this gentleman. So without further ado, here is Mr. RetroYuuki. What's up, buddy?
Good afternoon, everybody. I am RetroYuuki. This is Jimmy Dukes.
What's up, dude? Man, thank you so much for coming on here, man. You're a busy guy, man. I see you in so many chat rooms being so supportive. You're always interacting on your YouTube channel. You're always in Discord. I mean, you're all over the place, man. I give you mad props, brother.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, man. So, you know, I've known you for about a year and a half now. We were saying before we started recording that I randomly rated you. What were you playing when I rated you?
So when Jimmy was rating me, I was playing a Mario game in 2021, and I was surprised that I even got rated because at that time I was so new to streaming on Facebook and Twitch that I'm like, oh my goodness, my first like big raid.
That's dope.
And then all of a sudden, here comes followers, here comes subscribers on YT, and now we built a friendship that blossomed into a flower.
Yeah,
and
man.
I think I told you about that.
No, yeah, and I appreciate you saying that because, you know, we meet people all the time and people come and go, and it's okay. You know, but the people that you tend to gravitate to and keep talking to are the people you can relate to and they're personal. And, you know, especially with people that are on this journey of content creation, whatever it is, you know, podcasting, video games, tutorials and whatnot. So I'm glad that we've kept in touch. And it's so crazy because I never thought that we'd keep in touch or anything. I rate people all the time, but you came into my streams. I'd keep in touch with you. We talked offline and you're always around being helpful and I definitely, man, respect you and glad that we've kept in touch, you know, this past year and a half, bro.
Thanks, bud. That's one of my specialties. If you guys do not know in chat, is like I love to help people. It's actually part of it's part of the Filipino culture. I'm sorry, but I just have to bring that up.
Go for it. No, it's cool. So let's go. Let's talk about how'd you got your name and like how'd you get your name and like what's a quick background? Somebody who doesn't know you is listening to this or watching for the first time. Who's RetroYuuki?
Okay, so the way I actually got my name is really interesting because I did not start off on YouTube as RetroYuuki. I actually started calling it Team Angel Sun. That used to be a team name for a fan fiction I used to write. I used to write fan fiction a while ago, and then I got into content creation. And then I started putting random videos up there. And then it was not until like 2017 where I saw an anime called Sword Art Online. One of the characters there is named Yuki. The retro part comes from me liking Mario.
Nice.
So that's where the RetroYuuki comes part of it.
Okay. Nice. So what's a quick background, like where you live, like without giving too much information, like where'd you grow up?
Okay, so about me, myself, I am from LA. I grew up here all my life. A Filipino American, so I eat a lot of Filipino soup. I think
Nice.
everybody knows that in your chat. I put exclamation mark on work. Filipino dinner. So yeah, we eat a lot of Filipino food like lumpia, pancit, noodles. If you want more information about that, let me know.
Yeah, because Francis would be like, "All right, I'm gonna go eat." You know what I mean? And he always talks about we had Filipino this, and I was like, "Man, this guy be eating all the time, man. You being good over there, Francis."
Yep.
So what's it called? You talked about the retro thing. Did you grow up playing video games? It's like, was that a like thing in your household, or when did you start playing video games, and what
Yes,
gravitated you
sir.
to games?
Yes, sir. Back when I started playing games, 1999, 2001, and
Hmm.
my first game, I believe, was like the Super Nintendo, SNES, and my first game was Super Mario Brothers All Stars. I
Nice.
think, okay, but my favorite game on there was Super Mario World, and that's how I got to play a few years ago Super Mario World ROM hacks because they're created content, and that's where it came from. Super Mario World, you just hack the game, make something out of it. There you go.
Nice. So explain what a ROM hack is to somebody who's never heard that word before. What's a ROM hack?
Okay, so a ROM hack is read only. The ROM by itself is read only memory, meaning whatever's on the thing cannot be edited or cannot be deleted. But a ROM hack means that you can use a third party software to create something out of it. So Super Mario World actually can make ROM hacks with a software called Lunar Magic. So if you have ever played Mario Maker, it's the nerdier version of Mario Maker.
Okay, that's cool. So you could pretty much make your own stages and things like that, right? So that you started getting into that, and that's what gravitated you toward the ROM hacks, right?
Yes, sir. And I actually started to make one myself.
That's dope, man. So you grew up playing games, Super NES, So how did you lead to like wanting to become a content creator? You talked about having a YouTube channel, doing other things, but like what led you to like, you know what, I want to start recording and doing this, and what led you to that, and how was that?
Okay, so in school, which I'm still doing schoolwork and stuff, I saw this thing called Bot. It's a bot on Discord that allows you to claim anime characters and cartoon characters for your collection. And I'm like, okay, what is this? I looked into it. I recorded a 53-minute tutorial on that thing the night of. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it up on YouTube. That's never going anywhere. Yeah, right. 1 year later, 56,000 views.
Nice. So you just said, let me just put it up there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like you weren't expecting nothing of it,
Oh
and
no.
you just recorded it and you just put it up there.
Yeah, little did I know that thing just took off and started
Nice.
the growth of the channel.
So when you got that response, you were like, "Oh man!" Like, then you're like, "I guess I'm gonna start doing this," or like, what? How were you thinking? Because obviously, if you got that many views off a video that you just weren't even trying, as a first video, that's pretty damn good, if you ask me.
So when I was thinking about it, like I'm like, okay, so I still continued the gaming content on the YouTube, and then I checked out a year after I did that video. I was not expecting 56,000.
Yeah, that's
Like I'm
awesome,
like,
man.
you know what? I need to start doing more tutorials. So I started doing a series about it. All of those tutorials later, 2 years worth, it's about now 58,000 plus views.
That's
If you
awesome, man.
combine the whole thing.
That's awesome, brother. That's great, dude. And that's awesome and I give you respect, because a lot of people might feel self-conscious about like posting, themselves talking about something, let alone something that you were just figuring out and found out about not too long ago around that time, and you just posted it. So I respect that, man. A lot of people don't have the balls to do that kind of things, man. Good job, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, the confidence over here. See, he's got the no sleeves on. Sun's out, guns out.
No sleeves out. Let's go.
So you were doing the tutorials, right? So what
Correct.
made you want to stream? Like after you were like, okay, you were recording tutorials, and then what made you like, I'm gonna start streaming now?
Okay,
How did that lead to that?
2017, I started thinking about streaming on Twitch. I did this presentation, which I'm still gonna have to do one for the fall 2022 season, ladies and gentlemen. So
Heads up.
yeah. So I did that presentation back in 2017 for the winter 2017 season. Now that's what we do now. So I said, you know what? Let me try this out. And then Twitch was doing okay. And then, oh wait, the question was, hold on.
No, how did
Repeat
you
the
lead to
question.
streaming?
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, how'd you lead to like you were already posting videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
Then what made you want to start streaming?
I think it was just because to try it, just to try it out, Jimmy. Because I was so new to like content creation at that point. Like, you know what? Let me try it.
And that's awesome that you do, because you're like, I'm already doing this, let me go ahead and try to do this. That's
Right.
pretty cool, because a lot of people who start streaming, they don't start posting content until they start streaming. So it's cool to see that I was the same way. Like, I started posting stuff first on YouTube, then I got into streaming. My goal was never to stream. My goal was just to post videos on YouTube and see where it went. But I saw that streaming was such a big part of content creation as like a whole. Like, I saw a lot of streamers that were doing both. So I was like, well, I'm already doing the content part. Let me just start, posting content. Let me start streaming. And I fell in love with streaming.
But you have to remember, there's a strategy. You have to do it correctly. Me and you, I think you and I talked about this a lot.
Mm-hmm. So what's it called? So then you started streaming, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna just start adding this to part of what you were doing, part of your channel, right?
Correct.
So you started streaming on Twitch, and then you were doing YouTube, or what?
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, no. So what platforms were you like normally just streaming on all the time? What?
Okay, it was on Twitch first, and then Facebook, and then YouTube, and that's the order.
Mhm.
And then I did multi-streaming, and I'm still multi-streaming when I started in 2017.
Yeah, and you were the reason I started multi-streaming, because when I first started streaming, I did Mixer, then I came to Facebook, and then we got to know each other. Then we would talk a lot off stream. A lot of the ideas and things I've gotten, if you guys don't know, I've always give Francis props. And I started multi-streaming because of that service. What was that service called that we were using for a little bit?
Restream.io.
Yeah, Restream. And I started using that, and I started seeing traction on Twitch. And then I was like, I saw Francis doing so well, and we always talk about the future of content creation, but it's
Correct.
YouTube. YouTube is big for a lot of people out there. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you're not posting stuff up there as a content creator, I'm already so far behind that I'm trying to catch up to that. But the thing is that I'm recognizing it now, and just getting on the ball and just start moving forward, because eventually, and we've had this conversation, YouTube has like one of the best algorithms, right, Francis?
Correct. And if you guys are listening in chat, YouTube has one of the better algorithms than Facebook and Twitch. The reason why is because they have something called discoverability. And when you have discoverability, your content gets discovered no matter what search term you put into the Google. Because Google owns YouTube, therefore, anytime you look for something on Google, you might find something on YouTube. And that's how I actually got discovered with that one video.
Mind explosion. Look at Francis dropping some knowledge. Y'all don't even freaking know that. That is amazing. And that's one thing, guys. Like, I've talked to Francis, and he's helped me out with a lot of different things, and he's really knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of this other stuff. So, you're talking about streaming and posting videos. Like, what made you flip the switch to start taking it more serious after you start seeing the views starting to come in? You're like, you know what? I'm gonna put more time into this. Or what made you flip that switch?
There's actually two. You said when we realized to take it seriously, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There was 2 times actually. The first video with the Moody Bot tutorial, the 53-minute one, I just broke that up into mini ones.
Uh-huh.
And then very, very recently, 2021, July 2021, I started doing something you guys know me for now, VRChat. And when I started thinking about it, like, okay, there is another one of those experiments. Little did I know, everybody wants me to do VRChat now.
Mm-hmm.
That's my second one. Because now, all of a sudden, my main channel just became one of those VRChat channels.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So yeah, because you were already kind of dabbling in a little bit of things, and then you hit another spike where you're like, you know what? I like doing this, and I'm gonna push toward it. And and you've been doing really well with it, man. Because I didn't know anything about all that, and I've watched your streams, and we've talked about it, and that puts you over the hunch, right, to get to that 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
That actually gave me the
Yeah. And if you guys don't know, yeah, to get monetized on YouTube, guys, it's a lot harder than Facebook. It's a lot harder than Twitch.
Oh my goodness, it is.
And Francis has been grinding over here and finally got that not too long ago. So congratulations on that again, man. That's something that I myself want to, get there. How many times have we talked about it? Like you've told me, hey Jimmy, you just gotta do it. I was like, I know, man. I just got to, man. And I appreciate all the kind words and the encouragement that you give me, man. That's badass. So now you have you have all the things going for you. You're posting, you're doing the VRChat, you're networking more. So, and you talk about doing school. So how do you keep the motivation going? You've been on and off doing this for a couple years, and now that the traction is building. So how do you keep that motivation going? Like, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going, my friends, is that I work toward entertaining the audience. There's a reason why I usually don't do a closed lobby. It's because I want to entertain you guys, and that's my motivation. The community is the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I've been working on like scheduling streams, scheduling content, even outside of streaming. I schedule a lot of highlight videos, which is why the VR chat, which ironically why VR chat is helping me on my channel, is because of them highlight videos and Emerald Hunters material.
That's awesome, man. That's great too, because I mean, obviously it's cheesy, but it's true. The people you meet, the community, the people that come by and want to be a part of what's going on, and it really drives us and motivates us to keep doing what we're doing on top of being successful in our own different ways. So that's badass. So you talked about living in LA and going to school, and I know. So how do you balance, going to school, I know you go on vacation like every other month, man. It seems like you keep be on the road, man. He could probably make a whole channel of him just vlogs. But like, how do you keep the balancing of school, family, and content creation, man? Because I know you're a big family person, man.
Okay, so when it comes to like scheduling stuff like that, that's why I do these little presentations, because I get to be transparent. I'm like, the weekends are usually for the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The weekdays are for the scheduled stuff.
Okay.
Like the school, the videos. There's a reason why I started doing these scheduled videos where they post it for you automatically if you schedule it on YouTube, so that they can watch it. You don't have to do anything other than market it.
Yep.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Right. And that's one thing I did get from you, man. And I started scheduling stuff more often because of you. And you're always keeping up with the new trends and the new features are going on in different platforms. And you always give me a heads up. And when I let people know, I'm like, hey, man, Francis told me this. You guys pay attention to this, pay attention to that. So a lot of the stuff that you guys don't know, man, it's because of this guy. Like this guy right here in this little box right next door right here. This guy has gotten me so much information, and I make sure that I don't withhold it, but I make sure I credit Francis, man. I don't know if you guys ever heard me in chat, man. I always give props to where it's, to where it's at, man. And Francis doesn't do it for props. He just does it because, he wants to help people out. And I've seen him help out so many people, and he is so underrated, man. If y'all don't even know, y'all make sure to go check him out, man. So we're talking about all this stuff that's going on. So how has 2022 been for you? How do you feel as a content creator? How has 2022 so far treated you?
How much can I go into this before I go over the line? No, because there's a lot. Because okay, so 2022 has to be a bridge from 2021, right? So 2021 was my real taste of like, you know what? This is something for me, because back in July 2021, July the July the 15th, July the 13th to be exact. That's when we started VR chat. That's when we started the VR material. Again, that was an experimental month. That was the experimental, and then it started getting traction, especially in September, September 25th, 2021. The reason why I started getting more motivated to do VR chat, the real reason, I met my VR chat idol.
Nice.
So
Who was
if you
that?
guys, that's Tavaria Sailor Peace. TVARIA space Sailor Peace, like Sailor Moon, but Sailor Peace.
Nice. So how did you meet him, or like or did you come across him, or did you actually meet him in a VR chat, or?
So actually, for this one, I met her on Twitter.
Okay.
Okay. So Twitter, because I started thinking about doing reaction videos to VR chat material. So I talked to her on August the 16th, 2021. I got the okay to do so. On September 25th, 2021, I meet her in VR chat. Guess what? I was eating pizza for dinner. So anytime I eat pizza for dinner, on a Saturday to be precise, because I was a Saturday, I'm like, you know what? I might meet her. And that happened 3 times in 2021.
That's so awesome, man. So
And then that's when
so
it
you were
started.
so you were like, man, I really respect and like this person's, content, and then not let alone like you get motivated from, watching them do their thing, and then you actually get to talk to them and meet them in the VR chat. What you started doing just as an experiment. That's so
It
crazy.
started as an experiment.
That's
It
so
started as an
badass, man.
experiment, and then it started to being a thing. And then we met her on her birthday. We met her on Thanksgiving week in 2021.
That's
all in 1
badass.
year.
That's so
And then
badass.
that's how I started really going after VR chat as a content, because at that time too, the Mude bot, the one I was telling you guys about a few moments ago, that thing started not updating. They haven't updated for a while.
So
I'm
it's
like,
kind of dying off.
it was kind of dying off. So I'm like, how can I make content while trying to appease or to what is the word? Appeal
Yeah.
to the audience.
Yeah.
This VR chat thing helped that out, because not only you get to see the full stream of 2 hours and 10 minutes, but now I started doing highlight videos. I started doing my own credit sequence. Oh, by the way, those credit sequence, I edit those by myself, no help. 10 p.m. to 11:30. All me.
Nice. And that's
And
cool
then
because that you say that because, you were doing one content and then you started realizing it's not working anymore. So you were able to transition, because a lot of people are so set on, I got to do this, and they get stuck on one thing. And with this whole content creation world, it's always changing, evolving, trending. And you got to be able to, unless one game is like not going anywhere for sure, or certain content, then you can rely on it, right? No shit. Warzone. You have to kind of transition like that. So you're talking about that bridge, you had 21 coming into 22. So now what do you see as 23? You're finishing we're almost done with this year.
Right.
What do you see in 2023 as for yourself?
A lot more VR, and here's why. Because here's again, that bridge from 2021 to 2023, everything is falling in line. Because, and I'm sorry, I have to go back to 2021 again, but that's when we started thinking about a new series for VR chat called Sonic and Shadow Emerald Hunters. It's a scripted series by my friend Volts the Hedgehog. You've seen him in our streams. He and I talked about, you know what, we've done this for 4 months. Why don't we start making our own splash? And that's why I said, you know what, we came up with Sonic Shadow Emerald Hunters, our 4-season, 8 episodes each.
Nice.
Starting in 2023.
That's badass.
That's the bridge. We got 8 actors already.
That's so awesome.
Let me just give you guys a taste. I am number 1 a voice actor for 2 characters. I edit the videos. Number 3, I'm going to be doing the sequence for the end credits.
Mhm.
And number 4, if you're a member of my YouTube channel, you're getting on the board.
That's awesome. And you guys, and here goes another thing that this is why I respect Francis so much too, is that he learns how to do things on his own, just as I do. And you have to always be adding tools to your toolbox. If you're a content creator, a performer, or anything, you got to constantly always be adding tools to your toolbox to get better with your content and things like that. So, you didn't even know that it was going to lead to this, but look at it now, man. And that's so awesome. I'm happy for you that you sit down and you're planning things out, and we're going to have this series coming out next year, and I look forward to seeing what you got with that, man. So with that being said, you have the past year and a half or two, your traction's been slowly going up. In your eyes, and you said it earlier on, you're like, this content creation thing is for me. So ideally, like, what would you want to do with this? What, as a content creator, like, what does your future hold in your eyes? If ideally, with money's not an issue, time's not an issue, like, if you could snap your fingers, what would you see yourself doing in the future with this? Or if it just like for a couple of years and then stop. What do you?
Okay, so for this one is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Okay. The goal is for me to entertain others, no matter what the situation is. In terms of like an ideal future, I so see myself doing a lot of VR stuff, because that is the trend nowadays. That's the trend not only on the channel, but if you see the news recently, like for video games, that's the trend nowadays. And I'm like, you know what? I think I just jumped on the VR bandwagon at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's only going to get better, right?
Yeah, because the game came out in 2017, the exact same year I started streaming.
That's crazy.
And then years later, here I am. 2, 3, 4 characters. You can see them in the background.
Mm-hmm.
VRChat.
That's awesome, man. So, like, I know, because I always ask a lot of people this, and I've had people who have different answers, because I know you're going to school. So, like, if let's say when you finish school, is that like a career path you want, or would you rather be a content creator? So,
that depends on,
or both.
I would do both. I would actually do both, to be honest. Because computers nowadays deal with a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I still want to. I still see me as a content creator. Well, it's 60-40.
Mm-hmm.
Content creator wins on that one now.
Yeah.
Because I still see myself as an entertainer, number 1, somebody who helps out people, number 2, and number 3, loves to have fun.
Yeah.
I see myself more on the content creator side than the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
But computer people love to create stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Software and all that good stuff. I'm working on, I don't think I ever said this. I'm working on the website for VRChat material.
That's awesome, man.
Like, from scratch. I never told anybody until now.
There you guys are. Exclusive right here on Jimmy Duke's Gaming Podcast.
Right here.
That's a badass.
I don't tell anybody because it's not ready yet. I want to make sure that, you know what, it's something I want to go for. And now that I'm about to voice my 8th character tonight, or on August 18, 2022, I'm voicing my 8th character. By the time we get to 2023, I should be at 12.
That's awesome, man.
Because
that's great.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's great. No, I'm just saying, like, all the different things you got going on. That's you inspire me. Like, even though like we don't play the same type of games, and we might not co-stream or play games together, man, you always inspire me, and I respect your grind, man. Anybody that's out there trying to do something in this world, as far as this kind of stuff, I respect, because it's tough. You know what I mean? And the door will slam in front of your face, and the numbers won't look good. And a lot of people will fizzle out or give up. And, I commend you for doing it this long and keep going, man. I respect the hell out of that, dude. So with all that experience, yeah, man, with all that experience that you have, like, what are some tips and advices that when you first started, that you
I
wish you
guess
would
what
have
you mean.
known, man? Like without, obviously our mistakes and our experiments and things make us who we are in our character. But like, what could you say? Like, dang, I wish I would have known that for somebody who might be wanting to get into VR or the YouTube channel stuff. Like, what are some tips and advices you wish you knew from the beginning?
Okay, so for this one, the tips and advice for everybody actually in this particular instance, no pun intended to VRChat, it's still called an instance.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: when something hits the target, you better go for it. Because what if I did not? I this is the part I always tell everybody. What if I did not start multi-bot tutorials?
Yep.
What if I did not start VR chat?
Mm-hmm.
What if I did not start streaming altogether?
Yep.
The what if section is the most populated section of questions. Why? Because what if? What if I didn't start that? What if I
Mm-hmm.
didn't start this? You start something, even if it doesn't work out, at least you tried it.
Yep.
Because I started tutorials, look at where it went.
Yep.
I started VR chat, look at now where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
New series, and I even tell you this, new side series too.
Mm-hmm.
New characters for me to play as, voice mod,
Mm-hmm.
new experiments, new characters to play.
Yeah.
So I would say the best advice, just get started.
Nice. And that's well said, because a lot of people will like, well, I want to start doing this. I was like, and I tell people all the time, just go. I mean,
Just
just
go for it.
just try. I mean, it's not for everybody. And that's a lot of thing. A lot of people go into this thinking money, fame, popularity, whatever. But if you genuinely want to get into content creator space, you just have to dive in and see what works and see how you like it, because it's pretty much throughout the whole day. You're doing little things throughout the whole day. I don't know how many times I'm answering messages, I'm posting reels, I'm editing this, I'm networking, I'm setting up like you're constantly always working, and it might be grueling for some people, or they get burnt out because there's just so much going on. Especially if you want to grow and take this seriously, you have to do all those little things, because if you do the minimal things, you're not going to see growth, and you might get upset. But that's one thing I commend you about, is that you pump out content all the damn time, and I respect that, man, because me seeing you do your thing, I've gotten more confident and more my time management has gotten better. Like, I've scheduled so much things in advance where I'll just take time and say, you know what, instead of streaming these 2-3 hours, I'm gonna just schedule all my reels for August. So all the reels that you guys have been seeing all of August, those were all scheduled, so I could just put them up, and then that's it. I don't have to worry about it. And then, scheduling these podcasts and then premiering them. So just doing little things like that, I've learned from Francis, because you want to make sure that you maximize your time, but you're not always burning yourself out too.
That's correct. And you have to really schedule them correctly too, because sometimes I have I don't know if I told you this. There's a tool out there on YouTube called TubeBuddy, and I use it on my channel because I want to see where my audience is at when it comes to uploads.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my audience is 8 a.m. Pacific time,
Mm-hmm.
8 or 9 a.m. And I'm like, oh, you know what? It's time to start scheduling videos on that time.
There you go.
The videos started coming.
Yeah, the analytics side to this content creation world, guys. If you guys, I mean, the numbers are important to a certain extent, but numbers like that, if and you guys don't, like, even Creator Studio, it'll show when your audience is mostly on. It'll show how good a video does when you release it. Correct. So if a video is doing shitty at a certain time, then then maybe reschedule. And then when you start scheduling things around the same time, and I've gotten so much better with my scheduling the past 6 months that my numbers as far as viewership has gone up, because the schedule's always there. The schedule's always there. And it's very important. I know streaming randomly and getting on and pop-up streams are cool, but if everybody knows when to expect content, or know when RetroYuuki's on, or know when Jimmy's on, or know when a video's dropping, the chances of that doing better, doing well, is a lot better than you just randomly posting it at 10 o'clock at night when everybody's asleep.
right. And allow me to add on to that if I
Yeah, of
may.
course.
So not only have to be at a certain time, just like I said earlier, what about the certain game?
Hmm.
Because if for example, we've been always talking trash about Warzone, even myself.
Hmm.
I don't think you never ever rarely see me talk trash about Warzone because I usually don't say it live.
Hmm.
The thing is, Warzone to me is not for me because it's hard to concentrate on chat.
Hmm.
One of the things I've learned as well, is because is to read the chat, of course, but to find a game where you and the chat can interact with.
Correct.
That's where VR chat comes into play.
Hmm.
So when I started doing VR chat at 5:15, that's my time by the way. Boom, here we go. Here is 40 plus views at the live show. Then here's 100 views on the live show.
Hmm.
And sometimes very rarely, but it has happened already, certain characters get more views than others.
Because people are starting to like get to know you and seeing what they like and what you offer.
Not only that, but there are certain characters that I play as that everybody just wants to just hug.
Nice.
Um, how many how many of you do you know anything about Sonic characters?
I know more because of you. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I mean like the
I didn't
regular
know that
ones,
there was
not
so many damn characters, but you've shown me so much when it comes into that.
because the only reason I'm asking is because there is one character that I play as right now that that has gotten over 400
Views
400 views on one
on one
stream,
live stream.
on one live stream. That's Roots the Bat. It's the Bat.
That's awesome,
Um,
man.
and then I'm making, and there's just a couple of weeks to go. I'm not ago, in just a few weeks from now, I'm getting my own character. He's right behind me on my background.
Yeah, the guy with
That's
the
Francis the
glasses.
Hedgehog.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man. When you came out with that little logo, I was like, man, that looks exactly like this fool. That is badass.
yeah. I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to make a character about me,
Yeah,
and now he's coming to reality within the next few weeks.
that's awesome, brother, man. Well, that's badass, dude. I appreciate you, being so open and willingly to help everybody, man. And I've told, like, if you guys don't know, man, Francis is so underrated. He's a really nice guy. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't give this guy props, man, because he does a lot for a lot of content creators, and people don't respect, his time and his worth, man. And I appreciate you, man. Not only as one of the people that I've met, that I've gotten, inspiration from, you helping me out with my channel stuff, but let alone, man, we're just becoming really good friends, man. And maybe one day, man, we'll meet in person. You know what
Yep.
I mean? And we'll go from there. But before we go, man, let everybody know where you're at. How can they find you? What platforms? What's your schedule? Like, plug yourself right here, man. Let everybody know what's up.
Okay, so you can catch me on starting next season or next week. Well, this weekend we're still regular schedule, so usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like that. Here on Facebook, for the moment, we're gonna stay on Facebook and YouTube. So on YouTube, we are at RetroYuuki. We do VR chat at 5:15 for most days, and then at 8:45 we'll just play a game to chillax.
And what time zone is that?
Pacific time. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
Uh,
because that's one thing. If you guys don't know, let everybody know. Like, I'm going on at 7 Eastern Pacific. That's a 3-4 hour difference. So
That's
letting people know what
very
time zone you're in
yeah.
is very important.
And then so I just want to add one thing. I forgot to mention this.
Go for it,
Wait.
brother.
Excuse me. If you want to really get into the VR chat stuff, like especially with me, it's open. It's an open lobby most of the time. And on my YouTube channel, we have something called the community tab. And that is how you guys get to vote in characters you want to see. I do this because of a few things. One, I get the community involved. Number two, I get to see what characters everybody likes.
Mhm.
And then number three, I get to see some feedback.
That's awesome.
And then so that's will be every for right now until Sunday. It's be Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 5:15 here on Facebook on RetroYuuki and YouTube on RetroYuuki. Starting next week, it's going to be. You guys ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 5:15 VRChat on Facebook and YouTube only.
Nice.
No more Twitch. I have to say that because um I started looking into like other stuff of Twitch. I'm like, no, it's not helping me out. So from now on, Facebook and YouTube.
Nice. That's the
Because
main grind.
they're not the first of all, Facebook and YouTube are non-exclusive. So I can go ahead, restream on both. Guess what? I make money on both.
There you go.
It's not like
Well, that's what it's all about, man. We talked about this, and we'll get into that, man. I'm gonna have a whole other podcast where we're gonna sit down and talk about more monetizing and algorithms, because I want to pick your brain, and so this way people can learn from yourself, man. But thank you so much for taking the time, brother. I love you, man, and I'm glad that we've been keeping in touch this year and a half, bro. And I respect everything you got going on over there, man. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Make sure you guys go check out RetroYuuki, man. He's on YouTube and Facebook. You'll see him in the chat rooms under Francis Kevin, man. Until next time, peace out, guys. Y'all take care. Peace.